welcome! So as you probably can see if you saw my last CADalong, I'm recording this video at the same day. I have the same clothes, I have the same background. Yeah, I didn't clean anything. So don't panic, it's not a future replication and I'm not the same person. Well, I am the same. Never mind. Today we are gonna do something like this. It's a pretty cool, I saw my, it's not IKEA, but almost knife that I have in the kitchen. And I thought that, this has some really cool features that are probably not the easiest one to model. And I think that there's often these scenarios where you have freeforms and you want to have like a sharp knife edge. And I think that we should try to attack that and see how we can 3D model those kind of things. And of course, since this video is gonna be thumbnail knife, blade, sharp, and all those kind of things, it's probably gonna get demonetized. So if you already now want to go down and maybe click the, I don't know, Patreon link or something, that should be super nice and it would help me a lot. Maybe even use the Amazon links if you want to buy something. Helps me out a little bit. But enough about that. Let's go into the Fusion 360 and we'll start off with probably making the blade part. I think that's gonna be the best. So in here in Fusion, we have a completely new blank slate. So the plan, I think, is that, as you saw, the model goes like a handle and then goes down and there's a knife blade. Oh, by the way, you can also speed up the video by clicking down here. I don't have any music in here, so it shouldn't sound weird. It's just going to be like when I'm talking. So if you want to speed this video up, you can do it down there. And also speed it down if I'm talking too fast. Anyway, so I'm going to start off with the sharp blade part. Or actually intersection between the blade, the handle, and the knife. The blade. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not going to make a completely copy of the knife. I'm just going to do some sort of blade history. So let's create a line here. We should draw it in this direction, of course. Stupid me. 25 millimeters wide, that's probably good. Let's create a spline from here. Maybe have it like this. Let's see, that's our line. So that is our blade. And maybe move these ones around a little bit. Don't want this to go like so. That should be fine. That's our blade, of course. So we need to remove those two sketches. We don't need those. So there we go. This one we can now extrude, let's say 1 millimeter. And I think that we need to, we can probably draft this angle, right? So first of all, we'll just draft this angle out a little bit. And then we can repeat the drafts. Let's say plane, this one, or maybe we need to do like this. Is this how we do it? This can work. Distance and angle. Let's see what happens if we go long distance but no angle. There we go. And we can round this off maybe. 0.1. But let's just keep it like that for now, because then we should have a sharp angle and we'll just create a mirror of this one here. So bodies, this one, mirror plane, that one. Cool, now we have some sort of part down here that we can start working from. We can probably do some, I don't know what to call them, drafts, probably draft up here as well. No, we did have a solid angle up here. Yeah, let's keep it like this for now. And we'll start off with the other part of the model. So we have this one here, and we probably, by the way, we need to combine these two. So we'll end up with one face here. Okay, we are going to create a form. We are going to use a cylinder. Symmetry mirror. Let's see what axis is this going to be. Yeah, with the length symmetry. There we go. Maybe 10 and just 1 in tallness. So we are now going to start to move this out a little bit where it should be. I think that we need to move. Oh, it's over there. Can we move everything? Yep, that's good. There we go. I think that what I can do here is to take those, match those to target edge, and select all of them. Okay, so we need more edges, of course. Let's just go ahead and show this in the box mode. That's usually a little bit easier to find issues. Let's get this down here. This one should be, let's say, over there. Cool. We might want to add some edges. Down there, for example. Another one. I think we should be able to match those now. At least let's try it. Invalid inputs. So let's try to pull those in instead. Probably end up creasing these ones here. So when you add crease, let's just go back here into the smooth mode. When you're adding crease, you are, let's just match, by the way, these two. Okay, yeah, so we're screwing up the symmetry. But that's okay, we can do that. Let's clear the symmetry. Now we should be able to match these ones, right? Oh yeah, we need to crease this one here as well. Maybe those two. Now we can match these ones to this and this. Right, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we got the shape that we want to. Let's just move all of these a little bit closer. We had like this, almost like a chamfer mode here. So you want to try to increase that. Let's see, maybe we should do it like this. Out again. Now we're getting the kind of shape that we wanted to have. So something like that. And the thing is that we can now uncrease these two here. So let's see, what is that command? It is uncrease. So now we probably need to I mean, this is kind of like the design work. There's nothing that we need to do, but I want to have some sort of flow with these sharp lines so that they just end up somewhere. I want to have a lot of weight in them. I think that should be fine. And now we can start to drag this shape out. Probably thicken it again, maybe even thicken it a little bit more. Probably thicken those two. I think it, like if we look at the knife, I'm pretty sure it was pretty thick up here. And then we'll just have to follow the other edges along here. See if we can do something like that. Again, these ones here should not be sharp anymore. So let's uncrease these ones here. Uncrease. Now we're going over to the smoother surface. Pretty sure, okay, we need to have at least one. But that should be fine. That should be our blade. You could work a little bit more with this transition down there, but I'm pretty pleased with this. we can probably remove those two. Maybe even up here. I think so. I don't think we need more than that. And now we are on the home stretch. So we're now just gonna drag out this part. Do any kind of like, I don't even remember how it looked, but it was probably going in a little bit here. Because I think that's what knives do. And it was probably being a little bit more thick, like up here. Yeah, I think that's probably good. Maybe a little bit more thickness up here. It'll probably be rounded as well. Pretty sure it's thick down below as well. Let's just go ahead and keep doing that. That's probably something similar. I do think it's a little bit too long now, so let's try to compress it a little bit. Maybe put this in like something like that. So just notice that I'm not working with any kind of symmetry now. It's just handheld. I think that this here is a little bit too sharp. Maybe it's more up here. That looks better. I think at least. So maybe we want to have it a little bit rounded as well. Oops. So that means that I'm working with my own symmetry. I don't have any sheeting tools or anything that helps me. I'm just moving my edges on both sides the amount that I want to. Something like that maybe. Okay, so let's finish the form. So what did we end up with? Well, we have our knife thingy bladey over here, but we haven't connected the two. So if I hide this body, we just have this part here, and it's not really connected. And the same goes here. If I open the knife blade, I just have this here. Let's remove that one. So let's click delete. Why can I do that? Let's go to patch, on stitch. This whole blade, remove this one. So what we ended up with is these bodies here are non-stitched, so they're just surfaces. If I go back here one step, note here that I have one body. And if I go into the patchwork space, which I'm still in, and click on the unstitch, and I select everything, I click OK. Now we end up with a lot of different surfaces. So all of these surfaces are their own model or their own version. So for example, this one here, I can delete this one and it should match exactly with this one here, this body. So what we can do now is that we'll select all of these here and we'll click stitch and we'll lower the threshold a little bit to, let's say, 0.2 millimeters, and we are good to go. Now I didn't do anything up back here, so that's also something we should do. So let's just go back in the history and close this off somehow. Something like this. Like so. We'll take this one here, we'll go to modifier, we'll take fill hole. Just check it there, that looks good with the flow of the lines. And now when we close the form, we have still stitched this with the other ones before, and we've ended up with a solid body. So we can see that by inspecting this one. You see that we have our body here. Here you see it's thin, but it is the same solid. Cool. Could probably work something with this one here as well, but I'm not entirely sure on how you do that. because when I open it up, it starts to look really, really weird. But let's go ahead and say 90 millimeters. Okay, maybe 150 millimeter radius. That's okay. So now we have a rounded shape there as well. I think that let's just do a render to show that, because we're finished with the model. We've done the rendering that we want to do. We can, of course, just for fun, we can create maybe a chamfer on this one here as well, or sorry, a fillet, so it looks a little bit better. I don't know, 1 millimeter, was that good? 1.5, 1.7, 9. Okay, 1.9, that looks good. Then we have a really sharp edge. I like that. I like having the sharp things. So let's inspect this with the zebra pattern. And we can kind of see how the blade is, yeah, it's super sharp. Not sure exactly how we're gonna expect it, but it's easier to see here on the rounded shape that we have a pretty decent design. Anyways, that's all for the modeling of combining a sharp blade, so a solid body, with the freeform of the handle. And again, this was milled out of CNC material, so you could probably work a little bit here on these parts to make it easier for CNC machining. I don't have a CNC machine yet, and there is of course a cam part here that you could work with if you want to create like the paths and everything, but to be honest, I don't know really how to just get this out. This looks cool, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's just click OK. We need to have a tool. I figured that as well. I don't know. Let's just don't do this. Let's not go there. I'm going to show you a quick render of this. So we'll add a material to all of this. Let's go to the rendering menu. I'm just going to prepare with a material. Let's check it out. Stainless steel, brushed linear long. That looks cool. Maybe we should have these materials. Let's see if we can make the blade in another, like, what's it called? Color? So let's apply the stainless steel polished to those. And then we have the brushed on the other one. That should be cool. Let's go back to the rendering. I'm probably gonna pause the render here. All right, so let's just render here in canvas. I mean, you gotta say that looks pretty cool. It's not too bad at all. I wonder if we can. Let's just let's do a few things here, right? Let's stop the rendering. Let's go ahead into the something like that. Background should be environment. Maybe this could be cool. Probably want to rotate the environment a little bit to get like some cool reflections. That could be cool. I wonder if we can. Okay, that looks cool. But I do want to like. I want to change like the pattern of the yeah, you see here the polishing pattern. I think this looks a little bit cooler. Let's make a fast render. Maybe we need to have less blur. It was a little bit too much blur. This should be fine. Come on, you gotta say that looked pretty good, right? Yeah, I think so as well. Let me just do a local render and I'll show you that to you guys here in the edits. Bam, that looks pretty good. I think we're done here. I think we are happy with the result. You saw how we combined solids with the freeform, and we just render it for fun. That's a bonus. But in the next episode, we'll probably look into forms even more and working a little bit more with the patches. So just make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Again, this is probably going to get flagged because it has knives, blades, and everything in it. So please make sure that you help out a little bit by shopping via the Amazon links, or maybe helping out on Patreon. Just a little bit is fine. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like down below. Make sure to comment and if there's any questions, anything that I can help out with. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.